enter into the eternal world. Vedas speak about the spiritual world. Who resides there? The predominating Supreme Person resides within the spiritual nature is Lord Sri Krishna. How to approach that world? Only by unalloyed devotional service, Bhakti. Not by the processes of Gyan, philosophy, yoga, mysticism, or calm, fruitive work. The karma is Swarga Loka planets. That is where they will go. The Gyanis, Mahaloka, Tapaloka, and Brahmaloka. Qualification to enter. Being trained devotional service. And development of an attitude of surrender to Krishna. You make us qualify to go back to Godhead, to enter the spiritual kingdom. You want mathematics? Brahma's day. It's better. You can see it. This will not come in exam, so don't worry. This is just it's an information to have this.
He can just put what's in the frame as the whole screen. Slideshow.
Yeah, it is on.
Slideshow and presented.
It's not coming big again. This slideshow now. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Don't have the slide? You have shared the slide. Yes, I've shared it with you.
Yes,
You don't have it?
we received that on the group.
Yeah.
This is
Yes, it's shared. So you can distribute it. So you can keep it with you. Help for preaching. Yeah, that is Brahma's life, properly explained. On the material planet, everyone from Brahma down to the ant is trying to lord it over material nature. And this is called a material disease. As long as this material disease continues, the living entity has to undergo the process of changing bodies, whether in the form of the demigod, a man, or an animal, and ultimately he has to endure the unmanifested condition during the two kinds of devastations. The night of the process, the night of Brahma, and the end of Brahma's life. Two types of devastations. They have one and a complete one. If we want to seize the process of repeated birth and death and the concomitant factors of old age and disease, then we must try to enter into the spiritual planet. And Lord Krishna, by his plenary expansions, is the dominating figure on each and every one of them. Sri Isopanishad, however, teaches in this mantra that one must know both the Sambhuti and the Vinasa perfectly, side by side. By knowing the Vinas alone, the temporal material manifestation, you cannot save anything. In the course of nature, there is devastation at every moment. No one can be saved from these devastations by any effort of hospital opening. They can be saved only by complete knowledge of the eternal life of bliss and awareness. The whole Vedic scheme is meant to educate man in this act of achieving eternal life. People are often misguided by other temporally attractive things based on sense gratification. But that sort of service which does mislead them is most degraded. You must serve your fellow man in the right sense. There is no question of liking or disliking the truth. It is there. If you want to be saved from repeated birth and death, you must take to the devotional service of the Lord. There can be no compromise in the matter of necessity. Brahma's life is so long. So long life he has. Is he free from miseries? Brahma's life is free from miseries. So long. Full of miseries. So what is the use? What is the value of that? What does one gain from having such a long life full of miseries? Yes, Prabhu.
More suffering.
More suffering. So better to go to the spiritual world and nothing else. That is the conclusion Prabhupada made here. Go to the spiritual world. All right. We have all this. Swami. The beauty of Vedic culture, everything is perfect. Perfect figure, completely accurate. Nothing like speculation or imagination. Just give you exact figure. That is how you know something which is absolute. It is consistent. Anyway, I mean that age of the universe. Hare Krishna. Okay. Mantra 15. Prayer to remove the Lord's effulgence. 15, 16, 17, 18 is all prayers. This is your prayers. Desiring for Krishna. This is mantra 15. One is desiring for Krishna. Mantras 12 to 14 describe the necessity of understanding Krishna in relationship with his material energies. Mantra 15 explains that one must also understand Krishna's relationship with his spiritual potency, the Brahmajyoti, in order to achieve realization of him. You can chant the mantra. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam bukham tattvam pusan apavrenun satya dharamaya dristaye. Translation.
O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotees.
The desire to see Krishna, not the effulgence. We don't want Brahmajyoti. We want Krishna himself. Why Krishna himself? Why we want all the Krishna himself? Yes, sir. Krishna himself, not Brahmajyoti.
Because it would be difficult to garland an impersonal effulgence.
Very good. Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yes. Will you embrace light? You can hug light, Brahmajyoti. Very good. What else? Why do you want all the Krishna? Not this is effulgence. Very beautiful. Why Krishna himself? What the reason why you want all the Krishna himself? Oh, you want Brahmajyoti? I'm not sure. You want Brahmajyoti, you want Krishna himself? Krishna. Krishna. So why? Why do you want Krishna? And not his effulgence. Yes, Prabhu.
As a living entity, we desire reciprocation, and that can come from as a person.
Very sweet. Very, very sweet.
And various kind of reciprocation.
No, repeating. Start from again.
As living entities, we desire reciprocation.
Yeah, one's relationship. Very good.
And there can be various reciprocations of give and take, emotions,
Very good.
hearing.
Very good. will you get reciprocation from light?
No.
Any feelings? No. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
We want to see Krishna himself, because seeing him is sure to increase our love for him.
Very good. Very good. It will increase love for you. Very nice. Wonderful. Why only Krishna? Why Krishna himself? Why you don't want his effulgence? Beautiful and his contributions. Everyone agreed that we want to go to Krishna himself, not his light. Yes.
In order to attain Brahma Jyoti, we have to do lot of austerities, day and night. But going to Krishna is very simple. Just we have to surrender.
For me, it's not simple. For me, not simple.
Simple, but not difficult.
Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Even if you attain the Brahma Jyoti, as you are a spirit soul, you will get desires and you will fall down again in the material world. It's also a temporary position, the Brahma Jyoti. So Krishna is, if you attain Krishna, is permanent, eternal, Satchidananda.
Very good. Thank you. Good. Something more? Yeah.
When we see or we take darshan of Lord Krishna here in the altar, so it's so beautiful, it attracts so
Very
much.
sweet.
And
Beautiful.
in the material world, we are experiencing the spiritual beauty. So when we can go and directly in the spiritual, we can see him directly, then that would be more attractive for traveling to us.
Very good. Thank you. Beautiful.
In the Brihad Bhagavatam, Gopakumar goes near the Brahmajyoti. The Brahmajyoti was kindly attracting him to merge. But Gopakumar, it is written in the Brihad Bhagavatam, because Gopakumar had real attraction for Madana Gopal, was able to overcome the attraction of Brahmajyoti. So it shows that if you have love for Krishna, these impersonal things you can overcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
With the Krishna personal form, we can reciprocate with them, and we can meditate easily. Other than it's very difficult to meditate on light.
Very good.
It's a very easy process for easy, not more easy, but we do practice, then we can easily concentrate.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. No contribution.
He is the source of everything.
Yes. It's true. It's the source of everything. Krishna is the source of impersonal Brahman. Yes, I want to contribute.
I remember reading in the Bhagavatam, in quite a number of different cantos, where Prabhupada writes that within the Brahma Jyoti are the potencies or energies of Krishna that manifest the material worlds and the spiritual worlds. So our concept might be, I'm not sure what others' concept is, but it's not just like light. It's Krishna. It's his bodily effulgence. All of his energies come out of this Brahma Jyoti to manifest the spiritual and material worlds. But when you are going into this Brahma Jyoti, you're shutting down your perception. You're blinded. That's the better way to say it, like this text says. You're so blinded by how dazzling this light is that it becomes everything to you. You can't see any detail, you can't see anything. It'd be like staring at the sun. If you try to look down for a moment at the landscape, you won't even be able to see it first.
Yes.
I think it's something like that.
Yes, it doesn't make sense just to look at the sun. There's no varieties, there's nothing. That's light, just light. But behind the light, or within the light, is a beautiful form of Shama Sundara himself. So beautiful and very, very sweet. That is where relationship is. That is where the taste, the rasa is. Not in the light. The rasa is what Krishna himself, or the person. The light will not take you for cowherding. But Krishna himself will take you for cowherding. So you can go for cowherding, you can go for wrestling, and the picnicking. This is varieties of tasty preparations. This morning we're talking about Brahma Mohan pastimes. We're describing it.
It's inconceivable that this is coming from a person.
Yes.
It's
Right.
so all-pervading. I mean, it's the entire material spiritual sky. It's blinding everywhere. And it's just coming out of this Govinda body.
Yes. Check 18,
It's
13, 18.
inconceivable
Check.
to the mind that this is all coming out of Krishna in his form of Govinda.
Yes. Check Gita 13, 18. What is that? Check. Let's see what that. Chapter 13, text 18. 1, 8. Yeah. Read it very loud.
He is the source of all light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested.
Start from beginning.
He is the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is knowledge, he is the object of knowledge, and he is the goal of knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart.
That is Krishna, the source of all light. From him the light is coming. But we want, the mantra is saying that we want him himself, who is emanating this light. We want him himself, because that is where pleasure is. So nice, and so beautiful, so pleasing to the eye, so pleasing to the mind. Can you imagine you get Krishna's beautiful smile? Biva Mangal Thakura says his body is very sweet. His face is sweeter than the body. And the smile on the lotus face is like a fragrance of honey. Sweet. Yes.
You had a slide up before that said that so far Brahma has, by our calculation, lived for 155 trillion years so far. So if we think of ourselves as having come into the universe by the glance of the Lord, we have been floating in this universe for 155 trillion years of suffering, of illnesses and diseases and old age and births and deaths and being eaten by somebody else and all the things that happen. So if some soul reaches this Brahmajyoti and all that pain is suddenly gone, seemingly forever, they may become so satisfied that,
Right.
oh, I'm just out of pain.
Yes. Right.
What a relief.
Right.
That's a mundane way of trying
Right.
to understand
Right.
what the impersonalists like the Brahmajyoti.
Exactly. Exactly. When one is suffering like anything, the temporary relief is considered, oh, yes, this is it. But it is just the beginning.
No pain in it.
Yes. 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 That's what confused. That is what confused us to think that, yeah, this is it. Instead of going further, yeah, this is the best. That is true. Thank you. Brahmajyoti is the dazzling effulgence of his personal form, source of all pervading Paramatma. By his one plenary expansion, the all pervading Paramatma, the Lord maintains the complete material cosmic creation. So it's wonderful. Wonderful. Bhagavad Gita 10:42. Ultimate concept of absolute truth. Bhagavad Gita 7:7. In this Shruti mantra of Isopanishad, the Lord is addressed as Pusan, the ultimate maintainer. He's the ultimate maintainer, filled with transcendental bliss. Killings of various demons such as Aga, Baka. This morning we also spoke about Agasura. And Pralamba, we bought pleasure excursion for him. That is just a bypass. He played the role of a naughty butter thief. That is the real thing. That you cannot get in the light, but that you get in his person. As in his person. The supreme personality of Godhead. The Lord is known as the butter thief, but the term is never used in a derogatory sense. The term butter thief, in the case of the Lord, is used with the understanding of the pleasure of his pure devotees. Everything that was done by the Lord at Vrindavan was for the pleasure of his associates there. Such manifestations were created by him to attract the dry speculators in the transcendental line, as well as the acrobats of the so-called Hatha Yoga system, trying to find the absolute truth of the childhood play of the Lord, what his playmate, the cowhead boys. Sukadeva Goswami in the Srimad Bhagavatam said, the personality of Godhead, who is perceived as the impersonal Brahman of bliss, who is worshipped as the Supreme Lord by the devotees, and who is considered an ordinary human being by the mundane, played with the cowhead boys who had achieved that position after a huge accumulation of pious deeds. Yes, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to attract the dry speculators and the acrobat of the so-called Hatha Yoga system who wish to find the absolute truth. Krishna performed many wonderful activities for that purpose. Penetrate beyond the 24 elements. One of the reasons why we cannot find happiness or pleasure in this material world, apart from the fact that it is temporal, apart from the fact that it is just a temporal thing and we are permanent, is that your friends are looking at you. Your friends are looking. They are looking at you. And that's yes. Apart from the fact that this material is temporary, so it brings miseries, is that who is satisfied dealing with only 24 items in your life? Can you imagine you have only 24 items to deal with in your life? You'll be happy? Only 24 things you can deal with. You understand? Will you be satisfied with only 24 things? Huh? What are the elements that made the whole universe? How many? 24. So you should not be surprised that we have only 24 things to deal with for life. So after 24, you have gone through 24 things. You are exhausted. There's nothing to go for. Nothing left to go for. So that's why we are frustrated in this material world, because that's all we have. In terms of material dealing, it's not more than that. Therefore, the living entities are not satisfied in this material world. We are miserable because we have only 24 things to deal with. Penetrate beyond the glaring effulgence. Sri Isopanishad points towards this direction, praying for the removal of the Maya Patra, the dazzling covering of the Lord. We want something different. Sri Krishna or Bhagavan is the root of what? Is the root of knowledge. This knowledge can be gained from such scriptures as Srimad Bhagavatam, which perfectly elaborate the science of Krishna. Krishna is the root of Brahman, is the root of Paramatma. Bhagavan is the root of Brahman and Paramatma. Brahman and Paramatma as his branches and his branches. Those both are partial realizations. Brahman realization, Paramatma realizations are partial realizations of Krishna. They are not the conclusion. Just part of it. Sorry. Huh? Yes? Sorry.
May I ask, what is the time calculation for what is called a great millennium?
Time calculation?
There's a reason I'm asking. But what would be in human years a great millennium?
Millennium. If I understand properly.
Is that like just one yuga cycle? Or is it 1,000 yuga cycles? It's a long time.
Yes, it's all put together. The 4 yugas put together.
All 4?
Yes, all 4 put together.
So that's 4,320,000. Is it 4 million? Yeah, 320,000. Okay.
Yes.
So, in trying to understand what impersonal perception of God, personal perception.
Yes.
There is this amazing text in the Angelina describing.
Where's your bike? Yeah, it's off.
It's Lord Chaitanya uttering how much bliss there is in Krishna. He says, my dear Lord Govinda, feeling your separation. I am feeling one moment. I'm feeling one moment to be more than a great millennium.
Yes.
So, if we just try to make some sense out of that, so much bliss when you're with Krishna that if it's suddenly like taken away, you're so devastated. It feels like 4 million years.
Yes.
A moment.
Yes.
Being taken away. The absence of being with Krishna. Krishna in that loving bliss, how could anything feel a moment feel like 4 million years of our years? How's that even possible? There's no way that if you are madly in love with your wife or husband and there's a moment when you're not with them, it feels like anything. It's like you blink your eyes. Who cares? Lord Chaitanya is describing that when he blinks his eyes, something like that, it feels like 4 million years have passed.
That is madness.
This is unbelievable.
Yes, it's a madness.
I don't understand the level of bliss that exists coming out of Krishna.
Yes.
That's why we want to go back to the spirit.
Exactly. That is the
We
conclusion.
want to
Thank you.
be in love with Krishna like that.
Yes. Yes.
And he wants us, which is even more inconceivable. We're nothing and he wants us
Yes.
to be in love with him like that.
And nothing less than this.
When you blink your eyes and see
Nothing.
separation, you're devastated.
Yes.
These are not human feelings. These are like only spiritual emotions from the soul.
Yes.
There's nothing human about this. I remember hearing one lecture from Prabhupada on Bhagavad Gita, where he was describing how the scientists, the evil people, have discovered the power of one atom, and they released the power of one atom. He said, that is so unimaginable, that power. He said, you cannot imagine the power that could be released from a spiritual atom. 10 million times greater.
Billions.
No comparison.
Zillions.
That's us. We are spiritual atoms capable of having these exchanges with Krishna, who, if you lose sight of him for a blink of the eye, you think, 4 million years have passed. We're capable of actually having such emotions. Not through the bodily concept,
No.
not through the mental concept,
Yes.
only when the soul is awake. Who would ever not want their soul to be awakened to hear these things?
Yes.
Anyway, when you have that slide comparing,
Yes.
they have no idea what they are missing.
That is it. That is it. Is it.
And we can barely understand what it is.
That is why we should know the material and know the spiritual. So we can put a lot of effort in our practice to go there.
You know, it was so hard to understand that when Prabhupada first taught it. He taught it feeling your separation one moment is like 12 years.
Yes.
He thought maybe we could comprehend that amount of time from blinking an eye feels like 12 years. And that was too hard to get into our puny brain. But when the Anjalila finally came out, it was 4 million years, not 12. We never knew that
Yes.
until the Anjalila came out. So just staggering.
Thank you very much.
How much is waiting the pure soul?
Yes.
Anyway.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, the
Thank you.
impersonalists say that God does not have a form, but they do read Vedas and Upanishads, right? But in Mantra 15, it is mentioned the word Mukham. So unless there is a form, how can there be a face? Mukham means the face.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In Bhagavad Gita, he said, my face is everywhere. Everywhere.
But Prabhupada explained the formless in one of his purports to
Yes.
the Isopanishad.
Yes.
He said, when the Isopanishad says God has no form, what that means is, in our concept of form is the body.
Yes.
There's a difference between the soul of everyone and the body of everyone. So So when the Isopanishad says God has no form, what it means, Prabhupada wrote, is there's no difference between Krishna's form and his soul. The way there is a difference between my body and my soul.
Yeah.
So that
Good.
formless means there's no difference. That's what Prabhupada, how he explained it.
Very
A
good.
whole different concept than just nothingness.
Yes. No
I
material.
forget what mantra that's in, but it's just a few mantras back. He said it like that. That's the true meaning of formlessness.
Yes.
In Krishna's body, his soul and his body are the same.
The same. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes.
We would not know that if Prabhupada had not written that purport.
Yes.
That's the reason.
Yes.
That's Prabhupada.
Yes.
Saving the whole world from
Yes.
the calamity of impersonalism.
Yes.
No one would know that except for Prabhupada's purport.
Yes.
They would just take it literally with their, gross understanding.
See, it's always good for us to go through these books again and again and again. You get so many realizations, so many things will be coming out. The more you go through, the more many things comes. So a friend was asking me, you have been facilitating it for years. Why you still read it again? I said, I'm reading because I get new, better understanding. And what we are discussing now is different from what we discussed last year. It's a different thing. If you listen to what we discussed last year, it's different from this year. And the next year will be different from this year. Because I constantly go through them before coming here. I have to go through them. So more things come out. So many things they come out.
That's why we say,
Yes.
Namaste, Saraswati
Yeah,
Devi.
yeah.
Because Prabhupada, glorification of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was, I can't remember the exact quote, but something like, personality thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast removed.
Yes.
Prabhupada is embodying that in his purpose.
Yes.
Perfect coming from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. That's Guru Parampara.
Yes.
That's the perfection of Guru Parampara.
Beautiful.
Very
Beautiful. Yes, so let's go through it and what Prabhupada has put here so we can understand more points. The Paramatma future of the personality of Godhead is one of the three plenary expansions, collectively called Vishnu Tattva. The Vishnu Tattva within the universe, one of the three principal deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, is known as the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. He is the all-pervading Paramatma in each and every individual living entity.
How can you understand that? There's trillions of universes. And this one plenary form is all pervading in every one of them. And that's just a tiny part of Krishna.
It comes in as the Tito Jagat. All the super soul covers everything in this universe. What to Garbhodakasai Vishnu, Karadakasai Vishnu, to all other expansions before this.
And remember, we're in the smallest universe. It's all pervading in every one of them. This is the smallest.
Yes.
What is his power? How great is God?
It's wonderful.
Actually, no one in the world really gets it, other than
Yes.
Prabhupada presenting Vedic truths to the world.
Yes.
No one had any idea.
So we have this rich culture, very rich, fully loaded.
The Western world thinks God was working so hard to create the earth that he needed a day off just to catch his breath.
Yes.
That's their idea of God.
Yes. So they painted Mr. Atlas struggling. He's struggling to carry the universe on the head. That's how the understanding of God is.
Our God is resting and breathing out billions of universes. And their concept is, he's working so hard to create.
He rested after 7 days from the difficulty of creating, exhaustion of creation, of creating. After 6 days, the 7th day, he took rest. Otherwise, he would have died from exhaustion. That is not God. That's not Krishna. Krishna is completely different. Just a fragment of my part covers everything completely in this world. Everything. All universes are all covered.
That's the book. With a single fragment
Yes.
of myself. We don't
Yes.
even know what that is. A
Mm.
single fragment of myself. I
Yes.
pervade and support the entire universe.
Yes.
He's doing that in every universe.
Yes.
A single fragment of Krishna.
Countless universes. That's God. To help us to appreciate
That's
Krishna.
God.
Yes. That's the person we are trying to go and meet. So let's put effort to go there. Let's go there and forget what is happening here. Nothing is wonderful here. All wonderful things exist there with him. So let's go there. He is the all-pervading Paramatma in each and every individual living entity. And Garbhodakasai Vishnu is a collective supersoul of all living entities. That's another thing. That means what? What do you understand by this? And the Garbhodakasai Vishnu is a collective supersoul of all living entities. What's your understanding of that? What do you understand by this? Say something, yes.
As many number of living entities exist, Krishna has expanded himself into that many number of superstars.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I'm repeating it. And the Garbhodakasai Vishnu is a collective supersoul of all living entities. Collective supersoul, all living entities. Yes?
We just described Karana Dakshai Vishnu as resting in bliss, Yoga Nidra, and billions and trillions of universes are coming out. Now, that's one fragmental part of Krishna. So, that fragmental part then expands into each and every one of those trillions of universes as the Garbhodakshai Vishnu. It's like a part of a part. And within that Garbhodakshai Vishnu, he is then going to expand into the Paramatma and everyone's. So collectively, it's all, as soon as he enters the universe,
Yes.
it's just a part of a part of a part of a fragment of Krishna.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
So at the night of Lord Brahma, when devastation takes place, all the living entities enter the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Right? So maybe in that case, he is the collective super soul of all the living entities.
All living entities with all the planetary systems and everything, all that, they enter into Garuda Kasai Vishnu. And then he, Garuda Kasai Vishnu, everything together with all the universes all put together. That's how the universe also get dissolved. As it came, it also goes the same way. It's amazing. You're looking at the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The yoga system, beyond these two, there is a Karandra Kasai Vishnu lying in the causal ocean. He is the creator of all the universes. The yoga system teaches the various students to meet such Vishnu tattvas. After overcoming the 24 material elements of cosmic creation, the culture of symphonic philosophy helps one to realize the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, which is the glaring effulgence of the transcendental body of Lord Sri Krishna. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita as well as in the Brahma Samhita. In the millions and millions of universes, there are innumerable planets, each and every one of them different from the others by cosmic constitution. And all of them situated in the corner of the Brahma Jyoti. This Brahma Jyoti is the personal ray of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom I do worship. Yes.
We've all seen these little yoga societies, and their purpose is how to stretch your gross body, right?
Yes.
And maybe give your mind a moment of peace. But Prabhupada just wrote, the actual purpose of yoga is how you can be introduced to Lord Vishnu, how you can actually meet Vishnu is the purpose of yoga, not how you can stretch like a leg.
Yes.
Real yoga is, that's not a good word, so brilliant.
Yes.
Yoga teaches the serious student to meet the Vishnu.
Yes, that is yoga.
To meet Vishnu.
Now the yoga is not to meet
Not just to hold
Krishna.
your breath.
Yes. It's to keeping the body fit. Hatha yoga is very popular and it's famous.
Real yoga is to teach you how to meet Vishnu.
Yes.
It's wonderful. That's a great line for Sankirtan.
Yes. Yes. This mantra of the Brahma Samhita is a position of actual realization of the absolute truth. And the Shruti mantra of Sri Isopanishad under discussion is a confirmation of this mantra as a process of realization. This is a simple prayer to the Lord to remove the Brahma Jyoti so that one can see the real face of God. Want to see the face, Krishna's lotus face, which the light has covered. The light has covered Krishna's face because it's inside. It requires the Lord's mercy to be able to see his face, to have his darshan, his audience. His mercy is required. The perfect knowledge means to know the root of Brahman. The root of Brahman is Sri Krishna. And in scriptures, such as the Srimad Bhagavatam, the science of Krishna is perfectly elaborated. In the Bhagavatam, the author Srila Vyasadeva has established by realization that the Supreme Truth is described either as Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. But he has never said that the Supreme Truth is anywhere described as Jiva, the ordinary living entity. Therefore, the living entity is not the all-powerful Supreme Truth. Otherwise, there will be no need of prayer by the entity for the Lord to remove the dazzling cover in order to see his real face. That's another point the Prabhupada is making. We are different from the Supreme. So we, the Jiva, are praying to the Supreme to help us to meet with him. We need his mercy to get to him. So the idea that we are God is a mistaken idea and very dangerous philosophy. If we are God, why are we praying to God? Yes, sir.
Just before that, when Prabhupada quoted from the Brahma Samhita, this is really a quote for us to digest.
Yes.
Where it says, in the millions and millions of universes, there are innumerable planets, and each and every one of them is different from the others. Modern science is trying to conjecture that the way material nature is constituted here on this one planet is how it's constituted on every other planet throughout the whole universe. That's their religion. That's their religious belief. They can't observe that, but they've postulated that material nature on Earth, that's how it works on every other planet, all throughout the universe. Here, it says no. Every single planet is totally different from every other one.
Yes.
That means the way nature works on that planet is totally different from the way it works on our planet. It's just the opposite of what they think in their cult of atheism, in their religion of reducing everything so that they can somehow lord over God's energy. They have no idea the variety, variegatedness of just one universe, where every planet is different. And nature works, manifests differently.
Yes.
It gives you a different body just for that atmosphere. They are in such darkness. I mean, we should not have faith in science. We should truly understand what's wrong with their whole conjecture and theories that they're building. And Prabhupada said it in that one quote, that every single planet is different from every other.
Completely different from
What an
each other.
amazing statement that is.
Yes.
Just the opposite of what they teach in school.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. The conclusion is, therefore, that in the absence of potent manifestations of the Supreme Truth, the impersonal Brahman is realized. Similarly, when there is realization of the material potencies of the Lord, with little or no information of the spiritual potency, it is called Paramatman realization. Therefore, both Brahman and Paramatma realization of the Absolute Truth are partial realizations. But when one realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, in full potency after the removal of the Hiran Maya Patra, as is prayed for in this mantra, then he realizes that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Lord Sri Krishna, known as Vasudeva, is everything, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan, the root, and Brahman and Paramatma are his branches. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a comparative analysis of the three grades of transcendentalists, known as Gyanis, the worshippers of the impersonal Brahman, the Yogis, or worshippers of the Paramatman future, and Bhaktas, or devotees of Lord Sri Krishna. It is stated in the Gita that amongst all types of transcendentalists, one who is a Jnani, who has cultured the Vedic knowledge, is supreme. Yet, the yogis are still more than the Jnanis. The yogis are far superior to fruity workers as oil. And amongst all kinds of yogis, the one who constantly serves the Lord with all his energy is topmost. The summary is that a philosopher is better than a laboring man, and a mystic is far superior to a philosopher. And all of the mystic yogis, one who is following Bhakti yoga, who is constantly engaged in the service of the Lord, is the highest. Sri Isopanishad direct us towards this perfection of life. Any comments or questions? Yes, sir.
Sometimes I hear how when one comes to Krishna consciousness and is meditating on the personal form of the Lord, the Paramatma, or the form that one meditates on, takes the place of the Paramatma in some sense. So instead of just the plenary expansion, it's a personal form of Krishna. So with that understanding, is the Paramatma still only a partial realization of the Lord, or is it as good as Bhagavan realization?
Paramatma is always there. As long as we remain in the material world, Paramatma is always there until we come to the full realization of Bhagavan. Then, at that point, Paramatma is not there. It's only now is Krishna himself, Bhagavan, that is there. But before then, Paramatma is always there. And that Paramatma follows us everywhere that we go. He's always there. Our best and true friend is always there. In Goloka, Paramatma is not there. It's Krishna that is there. The Paramatma function is to help us in material journey. So until we attain Bhagavan, Paramatma is still there. Covered or realized is there. As a yogi, is realized. So he's still there. Only when we transcend the Paramatma to Bhagavan that is disappeared, replaced by Bhagavan.
Yes. Even in this world, Bhagavan can replace Paramatma.
Yes. Yes. If you attain him, says is good. Like pure devotee, they don't have Paramatma. So they only have Krishna. Yes. So that is their vision, that's what they experience, that is what the relationship they have. They don't have with Paramatma. They only have with Bhagavan. Yes, sir.
Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Krishna says, Sarvasya aham hridi sannivishtu. How do you understand this? Because he is saying, Sarvasya aham hridi sannivishtu matta smriti jnanam apoham.
Where did he say that? Where did he say that? It is here in the material world, not in Goloka.
I mean, in the material world, Krishna
Yes.
is saying Sarvasya Aham. So he is saying to Arjuna, I am present. So how to
As what? He's present as super soul in the heart of all of us. He's there present. Yes, it's true, he's present. In many places he mentioned that he's a super soul in all the hearts. He's always there as super soul. But as a pure devotee who has fully realized Krishna, the super soul is not there. It's Krishna now. It's Krishna. That's what we're discussing. So he's always there. There's no time he's not there. And because his business is to remind us about what we're supposed to do, to turn our face towards him. Alright? Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, when Dhruva Maharaj got darshan, in his heart first he got the darshan and then Lord asked him to open the eyes and then he got the darshan. So would that be an example of what Manoprabhu inquired that Bhagwan replaces Paramatma?
Yes. When he at the stage the super soul disappeared. He attained pure love about it. The subtle desire which were there, Krishna touched his forehead with his conch shell, and that disappeared. All the impurities, everything completely disappeared. Now he is a pure devotee of Krishna, and he also addressed as Bhagavan. So now, what is having in his heart is not super soul, it's Krishna. It's Krishna. If you open his hand, I will see Krishna. You're like Hanuman. Open the heart. You're not super soul, you're Ramchandra. Because that is what he has. No super soul, he's Ramchandra directly for Hanuman. So those who have realized Krishna, that's what you see. You open Prabhupada's heart now, you don't see super soul. You will see Krishna. When the gopis were searching for Krishna, he became super soul, and when they came, they said, "We are not looking for you. It's not you we are looking for." Obeisances. Please help us to tell us where Nanda Maharaj's boy passed to. That's what we want, not you. So they don't have super soul in their heart. They have only Krishna. So the pure devotees do not go for super soul. You tell them super soul, you are giving pain to their heart. It's only Brajendra Nanda that is there in their heart. All right. Hare Krishna. Yes, contribution?
The super soul is only a portion of the fragmental portion of the Lord.
Yes.
Who manifests himself within the material world.
Yes.
Because there's a difference between the souls and their bodies in this material world. They need the super soul right next to the soul.
Exactly.
When you go to the spiritual world, there is no difference between yourself and your body.
Yeah.
So the super soul is not manifested in the spiritual world at all.
Yes.
It's only to help us get there.
Yes. Yes. That's his duty. So help us. And when we get that, it's finished. Yeah. Either here or there.
You get to see Krishna as
Yes.
really.
Yes. Directly. Brajendra Nandan. That's what you will see. Yashoda Nandan. That's what you see. Not Devaki Nandan. It's Yashoda Nandan. It's different. So at that point, everything is finished. Material life is finished. Completely finished. Zero. Now we are dealing with the Supreme Personality, our sweet friend, who is always drilling his devotee with newer and newer pastimes, fresh pastimes, fresh activities, so entertaining his devotees. That is what we experience. Very sweet. All right. Thank you very much. Sri Isopanishad ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Itai Gaura Premanande, all glorious assembly.